was just after 7 in the morning. I live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. That day felt like any other. I had just poured myself a cup of coffee and was about to sit down at the little kitchen table. Outside, the street was quiet and gray. No rain, no sun, just heavy, still air. Right as I sat down, the doorbell rang. I wasn't expecting anyone. I hesitated for a second, set the coffee down, and walked to the door. When I opened it, there was no one there. But on the doormat, sitting neatly, was a small UPS package. My name was printed on it, clear and correctly spelled, but there was no sender listed. As I picked it up, I caught a faint smell coming from the box. It was metallic, with a damp undertone, hard to describe, but not pleasant. Something about it felt off. I brought the box inside and set it on the kitchen table. I thought about just ignoring it, but my curiosity got the best of me. Carefully, I cut through the tape. Inside, there was a clear plastic bag, and in it, a piece of cloth stained deep red. It was wet to the touch. Stapled to the bag was a torn shipping label. My name was on it, in the same font, same spacing, but the edges were ripped, like something had been removed. That's when the real unease hit me. This wasn't a mistake. It felt deliberate. I didn't panic, not yet, but I knew I had to return the box. I walked to the window, hoping to see something that would make sense of it all. Across the street, 2 men were walking slowly. They were dressed in UPS jackets. One held a tablet. The other scanned the area around them. I stepped outside and called out to them, told them I might have gotten something by mistake. They turned at the sound of my voice. One of them walked up to me, took the box from my hands, and glanced at the label. After a short pause, he said, "Yeah, small mix-up." And just like that, he turned and walked away. No signature, no ID, no questions asked. Just a quick nod, and they kept walking. I stood there for a moment, expecting something more, but nothing came. They just kept walking down the street like nothing had happened. That was the first moment I started feeling off. Like something wasn't adding up, but it was too late to ask any more questions. I went back inside, locked the door behind me. My coffee had gone cold. The kitchen felt still again, but something had changed. Nobody called that day. No notifications. No missing package alerts. No tracking updates. It was like nothing had ever happened. But the next morning, when I went out to take the trash, I remembered those 2 guys. I looked up the jackets they were wearing. Same design, same colors, easily available online. Anyone could order one. They might have been UPS employees, but I'm honestly not sure anymore. I never found out what was inside that package, who sent it, or why it had my name. But sometimes, late at night, I still wonder if it was really meant for me, or if it was just meant to end up in my hands. It was the summer of 2021. I was 14 at the time. My parents had gone up to Wisconsin for a wedding that weekend, and I was left home alone. We lived in South Elgin, a small suburban town in Illinois with quiet streets, spaced-out houses, and fenced-in backyards, the kind of place where neighbors wave but don't really talk. It wasn't unusual for my parents to leave me alone. We had cameras in the yard, double locks on the doors, and I always had my phone on with Life 360 running. Around 5 o'clock that evening, I got a delivery notification from Amazon. It was a horror book I'd been waiting on all week, Between Two Fires. Excited, I walked to the door, but something felt strange. I opened it. No one was there. No package either. I looked down the street and saw a plain gray van, no logo, just a dull-looking vehicle. A man inside looked mid-30s, wearing a black cap and gray shirt. He was holding something small, maybe a box. We locked eyes for a second. Then he looked away, and the van slowly drove off. I felt this weird knot in my stomach. I knew Amazon used third-party drivers, but something about this didn't feel right. A few minutes later, I heard our backyard gate click shut. It was silent outside. I checked the camera feed, nothing. Then I saw movement by the side window. A man was standing at our glass door. Same man, no glasses this time, still holding something. He stared straight through the glass, like he could see me even in the dark. Then he smiled a wide, broken grin. He crouched down slowly and moved toward the side of the house. I bolted to the kitchen, turned off the lights, and tried to call my parents. No signal. The Wi-Fi was glitching too. I switched to mobile data, and just then the doorbell started ringing. It kept going again and again, like someone was jamming the button. Then I heard him speak in a deep, calm voice that felt off. He said, "Your package is here." It didn't sound normal. It felt planned. I couldn't move. I knew that opening that door would be a terrible mistake. I ran upstairs, locked myself in my parents' room, and peeked out the window. He was still standing at the door, holding the package. Now I could really see him. His shirt was dirty, his shoes were untied. He didn't look like a delivery guy. He looked like someone who didn't belong anywhere. That's when the internet came back. I called 911 and whispered that someone was outside pretending to deliver something. The dispatcher said officers were on the way. Then everything went silent again. I sat in the dark, heart pounding. I heard the rustle of leaves in the backyard. Then a soft knock on the kitchen window, slow and gentle, like he was checking. I whispered to the dispatcher. She told me to stay still and keep the line open. Minutes later, flashing lights filled the street. The man was gone. On the front step was the package he left behind. Inside, a broken old radio and several black crow feathers. Amazon said they hadn't delivered anything to our house. The address logged in their system didn't even match ours. Police checked the camera feed, but the van's license plate was too blurry. No one in the neighborhood recognized him. No one saw the van again. After that night, I couldn't sleep without locking my door, and my parents never left me home alone again. To this day, I still wonder what that man really wanted to deliver. If you enjoyed this story, please consider liking and leaving a comment. Your support helps us keep going.